Awesome. Good morning, everyone. We are here again today, live with Paige Zecher. She is going to go over exactly what we need to know about our credit score, what builds it up, what helps it, what doesn't help it. So without further ado, Paige, take it away.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back with you guys as always, and just wanted to share some things about credit that you may or may not already know.
But we have to also think, what if you have above 800 credit score and no balances? We're talking people that have lower credit scores, right? That it's hurting their credit. Or if you have above 800 credit score, is it hurting my credit that I have 10 cards with no balances on them?
It's just not, no, it's not hurting you. It's just not giving you that positive credit history. So if you've got a card out there and it has a zero balance, it's not hurting you. It's just not helping you build that positive credit.
But if you've got that 800 score, it's not a big concern.
Right.
Does it hurt to shut them down?
It does. It does. And that's going to tie into this next thing. So the fifth thing, what are the most common credit mistakes that prospective home buyers make? Paying off collection accounts or charge-offs, closing out credit cards, because when you close out any kind of credit account, it can lower your score. I'll give you, for instance, my dad had a second home and he decided to sell it. He had a mortgage on it and paid it off. He had like 800 credit score, paid off the mortgage, which you would think that would be a good thing. Dropped his credit score 100 points. He was shocked. It comes back really quick, but anytime you pay off or close out a credit account, it does negatively impact your score, at least in the short term. So when you're applying for a mortgage, the assumption is you're going to want that loan approval fairly quick so that you don't want to have that negative impact and then have to wait for it to come back. Opening new credit cards or new credit accounts. We kind of touched on that before with where you go into the retail stores and they always tease you with, do you want to save 20% on your purchase today by opening a TJ Maxx card? No, I do not. I would love to save the 20%, but my $4 purchase, I think I'll refrain from getting a new credit card. But I see this a lot. And then increasing balances on your credit cards. So getting back to Lowe's, maybe you already have a Lowe's account and we're just before closing and you're going to need a refrigerator. So you go to Lowe's, they've got refrigerators on sale, you find the one that you want and you put that on your charge card so you can save the money. Well, we're going to rerun credit or may rerun credit just before closing. If you do, you want those scores to be as high as possible. So you don't want to do anything while you're in the process of getting a loan that could dramatically change your credit score, and increasing the balances owed will do that.
Daniel had a question. I don't know if you've seen it pop up on chat, but
I did not. I can't see chat.
Okay. How long did you say it takes to report?
It depends.
Awesome. Good morning, everyone. We are here again today, live with Paige Zecher. She is going to go over exactly what we need to know about our credit score, what builds it up, what helps it, what doesn't help it. So without further ado, Paige, take it away.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be back with you guys as always, and just wanted to share some things about credit that you may or may not already know. The credit bureaus, and we can do something called a rapid rescore, where we are kind of forcing the credit bureaus to go ahead and report something. So it could be, depends on what it is that you've paid off. It could be something that reports very quickly, and it could be something that it needs to cycle because every credit reporting bureau has a different cycle time. So that's really why it's going to be something that depends. If we're doing the rapid rescore, where we're being very strategic about having somebody pay something off, or maybe one of the actual kind of interesting little tips that I had learned from my credit restoration specialist is sometimes raise that credit utilization. Sometimes the least expensive way to do that is calling your credit card company and asking for them to raise your credit limit. And that doesn't cost you anything, but it may be just enough to get that credit limit, that credit utilization up above the 30% without even having to pay anything off.
Okay. Go ahead. Does a car loan, like a 20-year mortgage, hurt you more or less than a car or a mortgage?
Well, if you go back to the different things that impact that credit score, the type of loan does play, or the type of credit plays into that somewhat. It really has more to do with that payment history. And then when it comes to how it affects getting a mortgage, obviously if you already have a home and you're buying another home and you're selling that departure residence, monthly payment that's factoring into your debt to income ratio that current monthly payment's going away versus the car loan is not. So it does, those types of things don't have as big of an impact on your credit or your credit score as like the credit cards do, just because the car loan and the mortgage loan are only impacting your credit based on that monthly payment history, or the biggest impact is the monthly payment history. Any other questions? 2 big don'ts. Don't pay off debts without talking to your loan officer. This ties into what we were just talking about. I have had folks that go, you know what, I can't quite find that house that I'm looking for. In the meantime, I want to boost my credit so that I improve that interest rate that I'm able to get. And they use their down payment money to pay off their debt. So many people don't realize that one, paying off debt has the immediate impact is that it's a negative effect on your credit score. So one, if you're trying to get a loan, I always tell people, as soon as they give just this little hint that, oh, well, I'm going to pay off some of my debt, let's take a look at what you owe. Sometimes paying that off may or may not have a positive impact. And if so, if paying off debt does make sense, one, are you going to have enough money to pay off that debt and still purchase the house?